everybody, and welcome back. After such a long time of not doing any weekly readings, I thought I'd do one today. Different venue today, or should I say a different room in my house. I've got my wonderful family visiting from Ireland, so my house is happy chaos. But I thought I'd just take some quiet time and let's just check in. It's the beginning of the year, it's the beginning of 2024. Let's check in and see how this week is unfolding. Okay, so let's pull a card as we do for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. And let's just see what energetic weather we have. And let's see what the life hacks are from Spirit to see how we can best navigate this week. Okay, so first of all, let's pick a card for the beginning of this week. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, this card here, if you look at this man, he's reviewing his little garden there. He's looking at the seeds that he's planted. So he's reviewing whether he's happy with what he's planted or not. So as I tune into the energy of this for the beginning of this week, it feels like, oh, I just heard Spirit say, get clear. Okay. So it's time to look at your life and see, okay, we're now at the beginning of a new year. What have I been planting? Am I still happy with what I've planted? Should I yank it out and start again, or should I plant some new different seeds this time? Okay. And I'm hearing the seeds of intention. So, oh, I know why. We're heading towards a new moon. I think the new moon is on the 11th. It's a new moon in Capricorn. And this new moon is about getting things done. So it kind of makes sense that we're starting off this week with getting clear on what our intentions are in going forward. Let's get clear. Okay, so we have that card. Let's get some guidance now from the wisdom of the oracle as to how to best evaluate for the beginning of this week. Let's see. We have orphaned. Interesting. Okay, as I tune into the energy of this, the word abandonment comes to mind. So, sorry, there's a hair tickling my nose. So here you want to have a look, but then again, also kind of makes sense. You know, we're coming out of the festive season. A lot of us would have had some time to spend with family and friends and things like that. So part of that reviewing could actually mean reviewing relationships to see which relationships do you feel disappointed by, let down by, abandoned by, etc. Then the spin, I'm hearing Spirit say, is to consider where have you been accidentally abandoning your own self in that process. Okay, so in other words, have you been struggling with boundaries? Have you been abandoning your own self to accommodate what other people think of you or whatever other people expect of you? Okay, so that they show me not everybody's going to feel that, but some people might be feeling that a little bit with family and things like that. So then I'm asking, what are the rest of people going to feel? The rest of us, so some of us might be feeling a bit orphaned or abandoned. We feel like we don't really fit in with certain people. And then some other people might be feeling that where their careers are concerned. So you might be looking at your career and thinking, wow, you know, am I really happy with the results I'm getting in my career? Do I need to put my energy elsewhere? Where am I abandoning myself to let the business or the company run properly? Okay, I'm hearing Spirit say it's all about you. The beginning of this week, it's all about you. Okay, get clear. All right, then let's get some further elaboration now from the enchanted map for all of us for the beginning of this week. Dry desert. You can't make this up. Okay, because here we're looking at what we've planted, right? We're evaluating things. We're checking in to see where do we feel orphaned? Where are we abandoning our own selves? Okay, because those things, those places where we've been abandoning ourselves is now a dry desert. There is nothing more that will come from those relationships or situations or places or whatever it is that's just no longer serving you. Okay, and I'm also hearing with this to clear out the clutter. Okay, literally of what no longer is serving you. All right, now let's see, what do we now have for the middle of the week. Now, because I do not have a desk in this room, I have got to make a plan with these cards. Okay. All right, let's see. What do we have now for the middle of the week, being Wednesday and Thursday? What energetic weather is here for Wednesday and Thursday? Woo! Follow on from that energy. 5 of Pentacles. This is the card of abandonment, feeling rejected, feeling orphaned, feeling like we're just going without. Okay, but let us not get stuck in this, because this lady is just so forlorn in her situation that she can't see the golden door of opportunity, and there's a key there. Okay, so in other words, in this process of us finding where we don't belong, where we're finding what isn't actually working, within that is opportunity. Now I'm asking, what the opportunity that's here is for self-reinvention. So in other words, this is actually not a bad feeling, by the way. It's not like, oh my God, the sky is falling. It's not awful. It just feels like a reality check, like where we're going to go, oh, so I don't actually fit in there. And oh, that doesn't actually work for me. And oh, neither does that work for me either. Okay, well then it just means I belong somewhere else. Okay, so we're going to have aha moments in the middle of the week as to where we do belong, you know, of who we can be. And I'm hearing flashes of insight. Keep eyes and ears open for flashes of insight, for signs that will redirect us, because what I'm hearing is, and it ties in with this year being a universal year 8, this is a year of action. This is a year of self-empowerment. So whereas last year seemed to be a huge, one long, big, fat, dark night of the soul, last year we learned a lot about ourselves. Okay, now we are reinventing ourselves. We are now becoming somebody else. And of course, we cannot get blood from a stone, can we? So now it's time to see, okay, where can I go, or what can I do, or what sort of people do I want to associate with, so that I can feel loved and nourished and provided for and safe and happy, etc., etc. Okay. Interesting. And this new moon now on the 11th is what's going to help us. It's going to like give us like a propulsion. I'm hearing jet fuel. It's going to give us like jet fuel to get things done, where we're not going to get stuck in woe is me. Last year was very heavy and depressing. Okay, this year there's no time and there's no room for heaviness and depression. This is about action. Okay, so as soon as we realize what is really no longer working for us, the new moon will give us the propulsion, the jet energy that we actually do need to get things done. Okay, so it's like making snap decisions. All right, let's see, what elaboration do we have here from the wisdom of the oracle now for the middle of the week? Unfinished symphony. Okay, so when I tune into this, this is about becoming aware of patterns and cycles. So as we are realizing what doesn't work for us, we're also going to become aware of the cycle of it. So in other words, let's say you realize that your boss is terrible, and that's something you now have decided to get away from, or your best friend is terrible and you want to get away from that. Before you run from the person, check in. What's the unfinished symphony? What is the cycle? What is the pattern? Because if we don't clear that, then we will repeat the same pattern with the next person, or the next job, or the next place, or wherever it is you go next with your life. It'll repeat. We've got to heal the pattern, okay? And I'm hearing the pattern of abandonment specifically, okay? So you want to be asking yourself where, and this is very potent, they're saying for the whole of this week, is to really ask ourselves, where are we accidentally abandoning ourselves in the hopes that we'll get that nourishment, that fulfillment, that provision, that love, that acceptance? Where do we abandon ourselves to get that? When we stop abandoning ourselves, we break the pattern. Okay, so that's quite a big deal for the middle of the week. Okay, let's get some further elaboration now from the Enchanted Map. I'm also hearing putting things to bed, saying goodbye to pain. Okay. Talisman, signs, Okay. Now, I just heard you're being led. Okay. So with this new moon that's coming in now, never mind the new moon, it's the phase we're in, I feel. It's just the whole energetic weather we're in. We are being guided and led more now than ever before. And I get a speed with this. They're saying literally one door will close and immediately a whole brand new door will open. Straight like that. Straight after that. Everything feels quick. I'm even speaking quicker today than what I usually do. That's how the energy feels. It just feels like it's being sped up. Okay, not a bad thing. Okay, let's see. What do we have now for Friday and the weekend for all of us? What is the energetic weather for the Friday and the weekend? Two of Cups, partnership, reconciliation. But I'm hearing new with this. So Friday and the weekend sees us after the majority of the week of putting the past behind us, changing how we view ourselves, breaking patterns, things like that. Friday and the weekend, it seems like a reconciliation energy, making peace with certain things or making peace with people. And by making peace, it doesn't mean that we're saying yes to the same thing over and over. Something's changing and switching. I can see dynamics shifting and letting go this week to make room for the new, to make room for peace, to make room for partnership even. Okay, so those of us who are, let's say, single or they want somebody new, the energy is quite good for that. And also making amends with tricky relationships. There's healing around relationships, I'm feeling this weekend. Okay, now let's get some elaboration from the wisdom of the oracle here. Poised. This card means you're ready. So this means you're ready for miracles. You are ready to receive. But I'm hearing Spirit say, but are you? Okay? Like, are you really ready for what it is that you're asking for in your life? Are you really ready to receive those new beginnings? Or are you possibly blocking them with a lack of faith or not knowing how something's going to happen? Are you ready? Okay, make sure you are, because there's a whole lot of good that is now incoming because of all the work that we've done on ourselves. Last year was huge spiritual growth. And at the end of spiritual growth, there is always reward. But now the catch, there's always a catch. We need to decide that we're worthy of it. Okay, all right. Let's get some elaboration from the Enchanted Map. Golden Palace. This card means abundance, prosperity, having more than enough. And I'm hearing it's as a result of what we've released. It's like we've let go of what was blocking the blessings, what was blocking all that is good. And now that we've let the blocks go, now we have space for something good. Okay? So I'm just hearing say yes and say thank you in advance, because all that you're wanting, that new life, whatever, it's here. It's here. Okay? We just got to decide that we're actually worthy of it in the first place. So very interesting weather this week, I won't lie. But what I'm loving about it is the speed. It's just, let me not drop the cards. Things are happening fast. There's speed. There's a complete reinvention of ourselves, it feels like, this week. It's like we are adopting the new beings that we have now become. Last year, we all shed huge skins, okay? So we can't go backwards. We can only go forward. The past doesn't exist anymore. And it feels like this week, it's like some of us will be clearing out the little dregs that are left behind to make space for the new. And this new moon is a massive help. I just feel like on the 11th, this new moon is going to be a huge game changer. And I think it could be something to do with the number. It is. Because it's the 11th of January. That's 111. 8, this year, 2024, numerologically speaking, is a universal year 8. So you add 8 plus the 11th, of the first month, reduce it down, come back to 11 again. So this feels like quite the portal, quite a huge gateway. Now with that, I'm hearing a link to April. I just heard the word April. So this month, activate, like on the 11th of January is activation. And I'm hearing be very, very clear. It's a new moon. New moons are brilliant for focusing on new beginnings, manifesting anything new. Okay, so 11th of June, be very, 11th of June, my hat. The 11th of January, be very, very clear. Okay, because then they're showing me April is quite a big portal. It's a doorway. So whatever it is you're working on manifesting now, you'll start seeing major action or major results. There's a link between April and January. So I don't want to say that what you're working on now is only going to happen in April. No, it could happen before that. But there's something linked to April and January. What we work on now will be made manifest April. Doorway of opportunity, April. Fast forward movement in April. Anyway, use it, don't use it. Okay, let's get some further insight from I can never remember what this deck is called, the Gateway of Light Activation. What do we need to be aware of right now, please? What does everybody watching need to be aware of? Okay, let's take these two. Luna, cat is scratching the furniture as she always does. Okay, so we have, and we get this card often, Arcturian Light Codes. You know, I think there are how many cards in this deck? It doesn't say. 44 or 48? 44. There's 44 cards in this deck, and we get this card almost every week. And I shuffle them well. Anyway, let's see what the message of this card is. Now, when a card does appear often, as you'll know if I do readings for you and on my membership group, if you often get repeated cards, it's because the message is so much bigger, okay? And the message is still relevant. So let's see, what does this card have to say? The message here, it says, you can evolve into a greater state of being now. This begins with how you approach even the most mundane of tasks in your own little universe. Show up in ways that you've never showed up before. Instead of checking out of this planet, it's time to check in. Instead of feeling that life is happening to you, realize that you have a huge part to play. Recall your power. That's another thing this year is about, by the way, is power. Realize that you are part of the evolution of humanity, and it's time to become the leader that you were born to be. It doesn't matter if you're leading yourself or a larger group. The key is to create more loving ways of doing things. Honor the ideas or thoughts that you've been having recently. If you have been hearing high-pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, that was that talisman card we drew, look for the signs, okay? Or sensing that you're being visited by beings in your sleep, know that you are receiving downloads from heaven. Now, on that note, I've been sensing this for a while, is look, our angelic beings, our spirit helpers, they're always there helping us, okay? But I feel like they are closer to us now even more than what they were before, because so many of us are going to be going through massive positive life changes this year, which feel almost like identity shifts, okay? So this tells me there could be huge career changes. There could be huge huge amounts of people stepping into their purpose bravely for the first time. This year is really go big or go home energy. And because of that, because these changes are big, they're loud, they're obvious, our spirit helpers are going to make themselves obvious too, to support us on our journey. Okay, now where's the other one? The other card, it says star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, star family. What sticks out for me is this looks like a portal, like a gateway. Vortex, I'm hearing. Okay, let's see. What is this card all about? Star gathering. Star gathering. Oh, come on now. Can I just not spell? Sorry, Oh, here we go. Okay. This card says, the stars have aligned. You have found the lost pieces of yourself and your energy, and now is your time to shine. You are magnetic, attracting people, energies, and opportunities that will allow your dreams to unfold. This is a time of wishes fulfilled. All of your dedication, focus, and dreaming has paid off, and now you can reap the rewards. It's important for you to know that this plane of existence is your rightful place, and not to spend too much time trying to transcend this reality. For you chose to be here at this time. Make the most of this powerful opportunity. If you're feeling particularly connected to certain individuals at this time, it's because you are finding your star family. Star beings that you connected with before you entered the cycle of physical incarnation. And as long as you are connected to yourself, you are home. That's amazing, because when I tune further into this, how many of us were in a cocoon last year? Okay. How many of us had dark nights of the soul? How many of us had to let go of inauthentic ways of being? How many of us had to let go of repetitive, painful cycles and patterns that led us into despair and heartache and disappointment? Okay. We've let that go now. Okay. And this week, the new moon is the final, no, not the final, but it's the push to help us get on board with who we are becoming, in order to align with the opportunities and the great things that are in store for all of us this year. So it really, again, it feels like this year is go big or go home. Okay. And this week is like I don't want to say it's a continuation of last year, because it's not. It just feels like this year, this week we're going to have aha moments of, oh yeah, that doesn't serve me anymore. Oh, I've been orphaning myself. I've been abandoning myself to make this okay, right? So there's a lot of that, a lot of introspection this week. And then come the 11th, which is, what is today? I think today is the 8th, Thursday, if I'm correct. I don't know. Anyway, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I think today is the 8th. Not Thursday, yeah, then the 11th is Thursday. That's full moon, but new moon, my goodness. But remember that the new moon, you don't have to just think about that day. It's the new moon and a full moon has its potency 3 days before, on the day, and 3 days after. So this entire week is about, let's push forward. Let's have those aha moments of what really hasn't worked for us before. Let's say sayonara to it now, and let's just go forward, because that full moon energy is giving us a shove, and it's in Capricorn, and Capricorn is very disciplined, and that's exactly what this universal year 8 requires of us now, is discipline, focus, action, decisiveness. Okay. So I get a really good feeling about this week. I just feel like this week is like we're coming out the cocoon now. Let's flip and go, because we are tired of same old, same old. Let's get on with it. So interesting week this week. And I'm liking that as much as there are huge aha moments, I don't feel hugely emotional about it. I don't feel like we're going to be all cut up and in tears and devastated like we were last year. It's the new beings that we've now become. It's just not cutting it. It's like we can't be in poor me anymore. It's like, stuff it, no time for emotion, let's just bloody get on with it, let's go, I'll catch you on the flip side. That's what it feels like. So there you have it, guys. I hope that helps, and thank you so much for being here, and please let me know in the comments how you're doing. I've missed doing my videos, so sending you all so much love. Have a wonderful week. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.